In this new segment, we are now going to look at the HL essay, which is solely only for the HL students, as the name suggests. So the HL or the higher level essay is a formal document in which a student delves into the specific area of exploration tied to a literary or a non-literary text that they've engaged with during their course. According to the given guidelines, the students are expected to construct a well-defined argument which evaluates the works from a comprehensive literary or linguistic standpoint. The students are required to pursue this endeavor independently, but with clear instructions from their instructors. The length of the essay is expected to fall between 1200 words to 1500 words, and its essence can be summarized as following. The chosen text, whether it be a piece of literature or non-literary work, must have been a subject of study within the class. The scope of inquiry should be honed in on a specific literary or linguistic aspect. It is important to note that the task does not necessitate the incorporation of secondary research. In instances where shorter texts such as songs, poems, or short stories are chosen, students are advised to select 2 to 3 pieces of an in-depth exploration of their chosen area of focus. Any texts that have been employed in any other assessment, like the IO or the paper 2 by the same author, cannot be utilized for the HL essay. You have to leave that. In terms of evaluation, the HL essay carries a weightage of 20% in the overall assessment, and the grading is based on 4 distinct criteria which are outlined in detail below. The assessment criteria. Here. So the HLSA assessment criteria is again Criterion A, B, C, D, where A is knowledge, understanding and interpretation, B is analysis and evaluation, C is focus, organization and development, and D is language. Let's go into the details. Criterion A. Now when you are focusing on Criterion A, you have to ask some questions which are: how well does the candidate demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the work or text chosen? To what extent does the candidate make use of knowledge and understanding of the work or text to draw conclusions in relation to the chosen topic? How well are the ideas supported by references to the work or text in relation to the chosen topic? And these are your grade boundaries, and according to the grades, the comments. For 1, it says there is little knowledge and understanding of the work or text shown throughout the essay in relation to the topic chosen. References to the works or texts are infrequent or rarely appropriate in relation to the chosen topic. 2nd, there is some knowledge and understanding of the work or text shown through the essay in relation to the topic chosen. References to the work or text are at times appropriate in relation to the chosen topic. For a 3 grade, there is a satisfactory knowledge and understanding of the work or text shown through the essay and an interpretation of its implications in relation to the topic chosen. References to the work or text are generally relevant and mostly support the candidate's ideas in relation to the chosen topic. For a 4, there is a good knowledge and understanding of the work or text shown through the essay and a sustained interpretation of its implications in relation to the topic chosen. References to the work or text are relevant and support the candidate's ideas in relation to the chosen topic. 5th, the highest grade. There is excellent knowledge and understanding of the work or text shown through the essay and a persuasive interpretation of their implications in relation to the chosen topic. References to the work or text are well chosen and effectively support the candidate's ideas in relation to the chosen topic. So focus on how, starting from little or no knowledge to excellent knowledge and understanding, this is what you have to focus on. Let's look at Criterion B now. Analysis and evaluation. The questions here are: to what extent does the candidate analyze and evaluate how the choices of language, technique, and style and broader authorial choices shape meaning in relation to the chosen topic? So, for grade 1, the essay is descriptive and demonstrate little relevant analysis of textual features and the author's broader choices in relation to the chosen topic. 2. The essay demonstrates some appropriate analysis of textual features and the author's broader choices in relation to the chosen topic, but is reliant on description. Whenever you will describe and not analyze, you will never go to get a good grade, whether that's your IO, paper 1, paper 2, HLSA, anything. For 3, we say the essay demonstrates a generally appropriate analysis and evaluation of textual features and the author's broader choices in relation to the chosen topic. 4. The essay demonstrates an appropriate and at times insightful analysis and evaluation of textual features and author's broader choices in relation to the chosen topic. 5th, the essay demonstrates a consistently insightful and convincing analysis and evaluation of textual features and the author's broader choices in relation to the chosen topic. Criterion C is focus, organization, and development. The questions to be asked here are: how well organized, focused, and developed is the presentation of ideas in the essay? How well are the examples integrated into the essay? So for 1, we see little organization is present, no discernible line of inquiry is apparent in the essay, supporting examples are not integrated into the structure of the sentences and paragraphs. For 2, some organization is apparent, there is a little development of the line of inquiry, supporting examples are rarely integrated into the structure of the sentences and paragraphs. 3. The essay is adequately organized in a generally cohesive manner. There is some development of the line of inquiry. Supporting examples are sometimes integrated into the structure of the sentences and paragraphs. 4. The essay is well organized, mostly cohesive. The line of inquiry is adequately developed. Supporting examples are mostly well integrated into the structure of sentences and paragraphs. And 5. The essay is effectively organized and cohesive. The line of inquiry is well developed. Supporting examples are well integrated into the structure of the sentences and paragraphs. Criterion D is language. How clear, varied, and accurate is the language? How appropriate is the choice of register and style? Register refers in this context to the candidate's use of elements such as vocabulary, tone, sentence structure, and terminology appropriate to the HLSA. 1. Language is rarely clear and appropriate. There are many errors in grammar, vocabulary, and sentence construction, and little sense of register and style. 2. Language is sometimes clear and carefully chosen. Grammar, vocabulary, and sentence construction are fairly accurate, although errors and inconsistencies are apparent. The register and style are to some extent appropriate to the task. 3. Language is clear and carefully chosen with an adequate degree of accuracy in grammar. Vocabulary and sentence construction, despite some lapses, register and style are mostly appropriate to the task. 4. Language is clear and carefully chosen with a good degree of accuracy in grammar, vocabulary, and sentence construction. Register and style are consistently appropriate to the task. And the highest grade boundary says language is very clear, effective, carefully chosen, and precise, with a high degree of accuracy in grammar, vocabulary, and sentence construction. Register and style are effective and appropriate to the task. So, you must aim for all of these. Your criterion A, knowledge, understanding, and interpretation, revolves around the application of critical thought and is heavily reliant on specific areas of exploration provided, as well as the utilization of substantiating evidence to bolster these concepts. According to your course guide, here are some key questions to consider. When you ask this question, how well does the candidate demonstrate knowledge and understanding of a work or text chosen? Here, the crucial emphasis lies on the question of proficiency. How effectively? Students are required to showcase a deep understanding of the text and delve into the core of the author's intended message, centering the line of inquiry on a captivating literary or linguistic angle, coupled with the substantial concept, which is an argument, will provide valuable assistance in this regard. The next question, to what extent does the candidate make use of knowledge and understanding of the work or text to draw conclusions in relation to the chosen topic? Arriving at conclusions and delving into implications is a task that presents challenges. It is necessary to prompt students to draw certain inferences and genuinely contemplate the underlying intentions, as well as to examine the subtext of a text. Such an approach will contribute to a better understanding of the implications. And we see how well are ideas supported by references to the works or texts in relation to a chosen topic. The frequency and effectiveness of our textual quotations frequently mirror our comprehension. Rather than merely skimming over the surface of the text, the discussion should engage in a thorough analysis of references. Criterion B, analysis and evaluation. It's most likely to be disregarded out of all the requirements. When discussing the book, students tend to overlook that one of the most important parts of the assignment is to analyze the authorial choices in a very critical manner. We must be perceptive and vigilant in our search for them. Students require pertinent and perceptive ideas because obvious and superficial analysis will not be helpful. So, according to the course guide, there are some questions. To what extent does the candidate analyze and evaluate how choices of language, technique, and style, and broader authorial choices shape meaning in relation to a chosen topic? Careful consideration is being given to authorial choices and their impact on the readers. Additionally, the evaluation of these choices in terms of their effectiveness in conveying a clear message is underway. The importance of instructing students in unpacking and exploring references cannot be overstated in context of an assessment. And all your analysis should be conducted keeping the line of inquiry in mind. Criterion C, focus and organization. This essay requires careful planning and organization. Students must have a well-defined course of inquiry and a convincing argument. Clarity is equally important when it comes to structuring your paragraphs and your overall structure. According to your course guide, the question, how well organized, focused, and developed is the presentation of ideas in the essay? Now, to answer that, it is recommended that the language of the line of inquiry is to be incorporated into each topic sentence and consistently used throughout the analysis. Additionally, we think that the students should aim for about 1500 words. A paper that is 1200 words also, both has a lot of potential. How well are examples integrated into this essay? Students should carefully select bits and parts of the phrases from their text to use in their writing. It's very crucial to do this in the class. Criterion D is language. It's very important that the students pay close attention to how they use language. They call for precise word choice, variety in sentences, a formal academic tone, a high degree of readability. Students can improve their writing by carefully editing their work, reading it out aloud, and using other techniques also. So the question according to your guide is, how clear, varied, and accurate is the language? Remember, clarity of expression is very important. So the students should read their assignments aloud to their classmates, maybe, to evaluate the clarity. While using a sophisticated vocabulary is helpful, you must have a strong command over your native tongue also, rather than depending only on a thesaurus. How appropriate is the choice of register and style? Register refers in this context to the candidate's use of elements like vocabulary, tone, sentence structure, and terminology appropriate to your HLSA. So remember, this essay is to be written in a very formal style using appropriate language. The paper must, however, continue to be interesting and engrossing for its audience.